Screen time salutations to all you internet dwellers out there, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I am with the boys. Keelan, what's going on?
I'm doing all right. It's hot. I'm sweating.
Yeah,
I might have lost a few pounds just getting ready for tonight's show
just
alone.
setting up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel a little bit sticky too. So yeah, I feel you. We got the mustard here. Dijon, how you doing, man?
Telling you, I'm doing good. I'm telling you guys gotta take like a pre-show shower. It always
I know
helps.
you keep saying that.
Yeah. I have to take him up on this. This is, you know what? That's gonna be the thing. Hey guys, if if I do not think of that advice, I'm not allowed to shoot next show.
Oh, I'm just gonna make it. I'm making it even better because I like to leave the boxers in the freezer, and then once they come out, I'm like, boom.
All right. I reneged
Instant
on my
feeling
last
good.
statement. I see that I am going down a slippery slope. Yes, we are back there.
Yeah, I like it though. Yeah, just cool down the entire unit there. Gotcha.
It's all good. Keeps a smile on my face.
Nice. There's nothing wrong with that. And we hope that you have a smile on your face whenever you're watching this as well. We appreciate it as always. Thank you so much for listening. Tonight we're going to continue our voyage into Westworld. Foyer. I was gonna say foray, and then I thought foyer, and then I was like, "Oh shit, I lost my mind." So we're gonna talk about Westworld, episode 4 this evening. For those that don't know, during my turns, I'm going to be doing an episode of Westworld up until episode 10, which is the last episode of season 1, and then we're gonna kind of review the whole season as a whole. So this is going to be a recap of episode 4, and I believe, is it called Dissonance Theory?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
I loved that title.
Yeah, it stuck out in my mind, but I was like, maybe that was wrong, but I'm glad I got it right. So yeah, this episode is titled Dissonance Theory, and let's just get right into it. Most of you guys already know what Westworld's about, probably have seen it before, so if you have, join us on this journey, because Dijon and Keelan have not seen it, and so we're kind of trying to experience it for the first time, for a second time, through their eyes. So take it away, guys. Keelan, did you want to bring up anything in particular right off the bat? First impressions?
Man, Dolores. And I don't know. This might be the first episode that I'm looking at the storyline and I'm like, wait, that doesn't really add up. But at the same time, it makes me think of things that happened in like episode 2 and the most recent episode before this, episode 3, that came full circle in this episode or made more sense in this episode. So I'm just hoping that some things get tied together, and or I see a really big like, why would you do that? Like, what the fuck?
Okay. Yeah. And we'll definitely jump into those throughout this episode. And but first, let's get Dijon's first impressions. Dijon?
I enjoy it. Okay. Sorry. Something
No,
on
you
the
good?
computer is bleeping and it's weird. Something about my keyboard. It was good. It definitely did pull some things in full circle for me. And I'm like, all right, I definitely understand where you guys are going to go with this. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what you guys are going to do with this. And it was just interesting what it does for me. And it's like, it makes me more curious to the creator. Like, dude, did you kill your partner?
Oh, Ford. Yeah.
And Ford is just like, you got that Hannibal Lecter shit going
Totally.
on right now. And I'm just like, okay. And it also was great to see some other characters get some spotlight. And yet again, my boy Teddy fucked up again.
Poor Teddy. I know. That's
Poor
that
Teddy.
poor guy. And I'll definitely agree with you guys. I think there's this episode in particular, I think, is the start of kind of not necessarily like giving you the answers to mysteries, but it's giving you more information than you've had before. You know what I mean? Whereas the first 3 episodes, everything's very like, okay, they're not giving you anything. I think this episode starts to really like, okay, now we're going to tease at this and we'll hint at that. And maybe, you know, you can start to put the things together in your head. So I do like that about this episode. But let's see it, Keelan. Keen, what did you want to bring up first? Were there, you mentioned that there were some things in your mind that started the wheels turning. So
Yeah, most of those things are Arnold and Ford related. So I'll probably hold those till a little later. But
No
I
worries.
could jump into the Dolores thing. Dolores seems to know everything about everything except she knows nothing. But it's like she's playing this video game in her head where she's unlocking different stages of information.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me wonder, would that make Bernard a client as much as a creator? Because invariably he would be her player. He would be the person at the helm of her control sticks. Or no, I'm saying that incorrectly. Consider her more of a sim. Like, say if he's running a sim cast and she is the player playing out the actions that he's programming or planting,
Right.
or seeding.
Yeah.
So that it's more so that I'm really feeling Dolores and all of that, loving where she's going. I'm really curious as to how her and Teddy are going to come back full circle, because this whole thing with her and Bernard, and her knowing so much about the maze, like the moment she was, what was it? She brung up the maze? No, Bernard brung up playing a game called The Maze to her. And I was like stuck in the moment. Like I almost had to pause it and just, I was reeling. It didn't really add up, but at the exact same time, it made too much sense. With her being the oldest host, that is.
Right.
And then, yeah, I'll stop with that before I move on, because after that, I got Maeve, and that's a whole nother ball.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you think is going on there with Bernard and Dolores? I think that's probably a good question to ask.
Right. I think Bernard is more likened to Arnold, and that's why we even know Arnold's story, so that we understand Bernard on a different level. There has to be someone counter to Ford, as he said in this episode. He's not the sentimental type.
Yeah.
Someone has to love the work and not just live the work.
Right. So what do you think Bernard is doing though? Like, why is he talking to Dolores so much?
I think he's trying to understand what it is he's dealing with. I think what he thought he was dealing with, he's discovering that's not what this is. And now he's slipped down a rabbit hole of his own. And because he slipped down that rabbit hole, he is discovering things that he didn't think were possible, such as Dolores being able to explain to him that her response wasn't necessarily programmed by them, but it was programmed by something in a storyline that she knew of, and she pulled it from that. Which, right then, again, straight from the back, we jump into the dissonance theory through Dolores. And yeah, that's really what I think is going on there. Is he is playing with the technology, not just to get his own understanding of it. That's why he went to Dolores. She's the oldest, so she knows every stage of this. So I think he has his level of curiosity. At the same time, I think he also thinks it will help expound his level of creativity in the world that at this point he is a part creator in.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Deshaun, do you got anything to add to that?
Or Dolores could be Arnold, with Arnold's consciousness in Dolores is preserved.
In a way, yeah. That's why I called her Ultron or Skynet.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting because we get a lot of Dolores in this, and a lot of the hosts sort of experiencing past memories. And Keelan, you're right. It does feel kind of like Dolores is playing a game by herself almost. We see a lot of, flashes that she has of like past memories. And I think we've talked before. It's like the hosts experience memory totally different. They actually like are in the memories. Like they can totally recall everything. It's almost like reliving it.
It's like a lucid dream for them.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And we're starting to kind of see that with the horror. What's her name? Maeve.
Yes. Who also, and I want to add that while I believe that Dolores is playing a game of her own. I don't think she is the only one capable of playing that game. Example being Maeve, who seems to be on this journey of information gathering of her own.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think we might get to see it with Teddy too as well, because it looks like Teddy's joining the Man in Black.
Yeah, you're right. There was a moment with that made me think like, okay, if he remember, no, was it Teddy? No, it wasn't Teddy for me. It was the other guy that they went and they captured when the
Hector.
Hector. Hector knows way too much. But at the same time, Hector is right now, he's almost as clueless as anybody else. But now that, again, Maeve. So I do like that. How everything is kind of coming really close knit. The Man in Black, Dolores, Maeve, Hector, Teddy, it's all like they're all in one place now. From episode 1 to episode 4, literally those characters have kind of had the most different storylines going on, and now they've all kind of collided. And at the same time, Dolores, Maeve, Teddy being a part of what it seems to be this this new level of function.
Yeah, new level of function is fair enough. And I think we saw in the last episode, Ford sat down with Teddy, right? Didn't that happen? Yeah, and he asked him if he wanted a bigger part to play in this whole thing. So I think it's fortuitous that we saw, him run across the Man in Black, run across Teddy after that.
Right. Well, and again, even to that, so Ford has Teddy going after Wyatt. Wyatt's the big bad now. Wyatt's the guy that he's going after. Well, apparently, on the Man in Black's journey, he discovers that he too needs to find Wyatt. But Wyatt was just added in. How is he already a part of the Maze storyline? Like, that's
all right.
Hidden gem shit.
Yeah,
For real.
No, it's a good question. It is definitely a good question. All I can say is that that will be revealed by the end of this season. But yeah, that is one thing that I will say. It's not an inconsistency. It's just that you don't know the entirety of the information yet.
Oh yeah,
so,
I believe that.
I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell because like sometimes you think like what's going on might just be like somebody not paying attention, but then it's like, oh, actually they did that for a whole payoff that's going to happen in like a few episodes or something like that. So
they've been in a lot of I've caught that really quick. They've been in a lot of corners, even when it came to them explaining the Stray. I like how, even though, I mean, come on, if you know anything about computers and androids, he destroyed all of the processing available. Like, why else would you only remove the head when you're trying to analyze things? You weren't taking off the neck, but they were able to retrieve some things before it was too decomposed. I think that even within itself shows within the Stray storyline, like they had one concept, but it was like, okay, wait, this might be too elaborate. Let's just do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I do like the concept, and you mentioned Hector just a minute ago. I do like this idea that since he knows the native lore, he understands kind of what the people in the masks and the suits are.
Man, yeah.
I thought that was a really cool. Yeah. And it's basically it's just in the native, mythology that these beings exist in between worlds.
Right. Well, they're guides to the natives.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Like I feel like that was like a little homage to like E.T. the suits.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like it. Yeah, I think that you might be right. They might have purposely done that for sure.
Then next to that, I was like, talking about Jesus Christ. What is this dude named? Hector. Then what kind of creeped me out is Hector's daughter too, as well.
No, not Hector's daughter. The other guy, I forget his
name. The other daughter, the dude that's traveling with the Man in Black. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lawrence. My bad.
His middle name is Pedro.
No, I'm not
Lawrence Pedro Martinez something. Yeah.
Lawrence was the only non-Spanish part of his name.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lawrence Pedro. Somebody.
Lawrence Pedro.
That's a fucked up name. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
Somebody's
little
definitely hiding
girl,
something.
which is kind of interesting how the little girl seems to be just like totally awake and
She's the
nobody
Oracle.
cares. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Full circle to the Matrix.
Pretty much. I mean, it is interesting because like that little girl knows how everything works. And it's funny, had he just like, well, I guess the Man in Black did talk to the little girl and she sent him to find the snake.
Right.
So
Right. Well, and really quick, just to create a rabbit hole that may or may not exist, is it a part of the Matrix or is it part of Reminiscence, which is a part of
Stop it. Don't do that.
let me get it out, which is a part of Inception, which is possibly a part of the Matrix. Oh wait,
You're
but
not gonna-
Reminiscent was first.
Reminiscent was not first.
You're not going to add in Tenet?
Tenet,
yeah. Don't forget about Tenet.
Mhm.
Tenet was last though, so sorry.
But yeah, I this is when Maeve's storyline starts to actually, be interesting. And it's all stems from this flashback that she has, that she realizes that she was on the cutting room table and they forgot to take a bullet out of her.
Yeah, they said she's seen Teddy all getting washed down.
Yeah,
Like some type of sex spot.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool. I thought that was a really cool way for her to kind of test, like, am I in this weird dream? Like, if I can find that bullet in me, that means something weird is going on right now.
Which is crazy because that means they didn't remove the bullet, and it's like at that point, what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, you see in her flashback, they're like, she needs to get back up on the floor.
Oh,
and
you're right.
I guess they rushed through taking the second bullet out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, Hector, give me that ass while I get the piece.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, man. Yeah, well, you got to have a little bit of fun, too, while you're about to die, I guess. I mean, that was quite an explosive ending.
Hector got it in.
Yeah.
He probably got tired of Tattoo Girl.
Probably.
Oh, my God. Well, she was
Girl
going to
with
die. She was dead by the time he got that far. It was so funny because I kept thinking, I was like, there is a cliche about this that's not registering right now. Thank you. Sometimes you just need satisfaction. It's like a one of those hydraulic press videos. Satisfaction you didn't know you needed. So I was also thinking about how William discovered that, and I always forget his brother-in-law's name, so I'm just gonna call him brother-in-law. Logan. So William discovers through Logan that their family has stake in the park, and he's like, everything with this family is business. And I think at that point, it's making him question, well, what is my stake in this? Like, what am I? How did I get here?
They want you to have sex, so you don't have to have that wedding, boy.
Have the sex, boy.
Yeah. Well, and then obviously Logan and William stumble upon Dolores. Well, Dolores stumbles upon them, I guess. Yeah. Spooky lady. Yeah. Coming out in the darkness like that.
He wants to get it.
Oh yeah.
She made it all the way in. She ain't get bit by one rattlesnake.
Not one. She's all sweet on William. Yeah.
She's sweet on him like corn.
Yeah, she using them.
Right.
I mean, hey, who knows? I did like the Easter egg, so basically once they take out the bandits and they have that guy captive, he talks about a place called Pariah. And then Logan freaks out and shoots the bounty hunter because he's like, dude, you just unlocked an Easter egg. Like, going to Pariah is like something that you don't normally get to do.
Right. Definitely jizzed itself.
Yeah.
Without question. So speaking back to Hector and his knowledge of the natives and Maeve, those drawings that were under her board, like, that was also one of those moments for me where it was like, so do you guys do everything around them, or do they really live like these automated lives until you pull them off the floor for a minute?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really just her. I am like, there's something. Okay, so this doesn't spoil anything, but it definitely seems as though once Dolores whispered to Maeve, that's when all of this weird shit started happening
Yes.
to her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm surprised she hasn't done
yeah,
that to anybody else. I'm sorry.
that's true. Me neither, actually. I am kind of surprised about that as well.
Really quick, name 2 other key players that it would matter if she did.
I mean, Teddy
Teddy.
deserves.
Teddy's only one. That's why I said Teddy. I was with already, and I thought of it. I was
Teddy.
like, damn, Teddy. But who
Poor
else after
Teddy.
that?
Poor Cyclops / Donut Lord.
Yeah.
Fucking
He could definitely
man.
use Sonic right now. But no, for real. Second one, Teddy and.
I mean, I don't know.
Lost storyline at that point.
Yeah. But I mean, so I guess what it is like some sort of. I mean, I hesitate to call it a virus because that's not what it is, but it is acting kind of like a virus.
I thought more of a key.
Maybe a key. Yeah. But it's definitely allowed her to kind of regain consciousness every time she's taken off of the stage.
Correct. So I think I know what it is. Remember why I'm really bad at names right now. The security guy.
Chubbs or Chibs. Stubbs.
Stubbs.
Yeah, there you go.
Chubbs, Chips, Stubbs, Chips.
There you go.
And,
I know it was something stupid.
Carlos Navarro.
I like his character, but that is a stupid name.
It is
a stupid name. But yeah, so when Stubbs was talking about how there's only one line of coding, what if that phrase erases that line of coding? That protects, that kind of keeps them in check.
I wouldn't be surprised if like fucking Ford helped set that shit up, and he probably has Dolores.
Oh, Ford is
telling him shit.
That is
he's definitely up to some creepy shit. That's for sure. I love that scene at the restaurant. I think that's such a great flex. He's flexing so hard on that lady.
He was like, "Yeah, I know you banging my would-be son."
Yeah.
That was one of those. Remember who's in charge?
Bitch.
Yeah.
Like
everything stands still, and he doesn't have to do a thing. He just has to think it.
Yeah. He wasn't even saying anything like it because before it's like we saw him do hand commands, we seen him do verbal commands. He literally did nothing.
Yeah.
He told the one waiter, right? He told the one waiter, oh, you can go with the rest. Next thing you know, this huge excavator's tearing up everything. Like, wait, what?
Getting rid of this shit from my new narrative, bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
They're talking. Yep. He ain't even acknowledged the dude. Ain't hand gesture him or nothing. Everything freezes. I was like, yo, that. What do you
it's
want,
pretty
sir?
incredible.
Yes, sir, no, sir.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think it's I think it's a fantastic flex, and Anthony Hopkins is just such a great actor. Like he does that sort of like intimidation, but doing it with a smile on his face.
Right. Fava beans.
Fava beans. Yeah. Fava beans. Yeah, I mean, when he says to her, like the last thing he says is, "Please don't get in my way," Like,
no. Okay, what he said was, those are some of the words he used. But what he said in its entirety was, "Let me say this nicely. I'm going to say this nicely. Please don't get in my way." With a dark stare.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Listen, the way you said it, don't get in my way. All right, I'm just gonna take a step to the right and let you walk by. The way he said it, I need to get out of it. I can't breathe. Like just a different level of fear, man.
Oh yeah.
But no, and honestly, this was I've been waiting for it. This episode for Anthony Hopkins was so Dr. Hannibal Lecter, and I could watch this episode like 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
just for that scene, like really, just to see him tap into one of the greatest actors of,
Yeah, he's one of the greats. Yeah, he did. He does a tremendous job for sure. I definitely enjoy it. What?
You guys got to watch Wolfman with him.
Wolfman.
feel like I've seen that actually.
With,
Just watch Zorro.
I forgot
I've
he was in
definitely seen
Zorro.
Zorro with Antonio Banderas. That's great.
Mhm.
But yeah, I did also enjoy the Man in Black in this, you know, like
Seems like
and
less of a
Lawrence.
dick.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's his
Yes.
character's? What's that guy's name again? The guy that's playing the Man in Black.
Oh,
'Cause
Ed
he also-
Harris.
Ed Harris. Yeah, he
Mhm.
also he killed it this episode as well.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
I do like that he says, you know, he is like he is hinting closer at what he thinks the maze is, and I think I'm wondering if you guys caught that.
I did.
Okay.
I feel okay. So that was actually what I was going to bring up.
No, I did not catch it.
No. Okay. Cool. So what would you think, Dejan, if we were to discover that the maze was a secret hidden by Arnold that unlocks the inhibitions of the host, basically allows them to go to the outside world?
I don't know. I mean, I think they could basically do it as it is already.
No, that's what that one line of coding is.
But then, too, yeah, you could be right on that situation because the whole thing that with what's his name? Fuck, what Bernard says to what's her name? Jesus Christ!
The boss lady,
No, not the boss lady, but the
Elisa or Elise.
Skynet chick. Damn.
Oh,
Elsie.
Dolores.
Dolores.
Oh,
Well,
Dill.
you know,
There's so many of them.
Yeah.
like, do you want to be free? You will be free when
Right.
you do the maze.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Well, and he did hint to something very I think that it is very important because it kind of portrays what the Man in Black thinks the maze is. And he said something along the lines of like you could do anything in this world, but you can't die.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then he says that's why I'm looking for the maze.
And that's what I think is interesting about like what is the maze? Like we really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a formula? Like we also discover a little bit more about the Man in Black. You know, he's a philanthropist of sorts. Apparently,
Yeah.
has a foundation that that saves people's lives. Hey, if you talk more about it, I'll slit your throat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
No,
just
vacation.
yeah, that's it. This is my fucking vacation.
fucking vacation.
Oh, good lord.
that
You
might have been
saved
a
my
little
sister,
overacted.
but fine.
Right, like that part might have been a little, but at the same time, it's like it tells you who the Man in Black is, and
He does
dealing
not
with,
like people.
right, and dealing with Logan as well. It shows you who Westworld allows you to become.
Right.
And so even with him asking Dolores, "Do you want to be free?" That lets me know that Bernard is not aware of if what I believe the theory of what the maze is. He's probably not even aware the maze exists.
Mm.
You know, just more proof as to why I would think he would be probing Dolores. I mean, who is he? Boosie Collins asking if, tell about he'd rather be with her or something. Do you want to be free? What's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's still certainly a mystery. I think that there's kind of layers of meaning that you'll find out for sure. But it'll be interesting when we can actually kind of break that down and discuss like, okay, so what is the maze exactly? Once you guys have all the information, that'll be a fun discussion to have.
Nice.
For sure.
And did he really have to scalp that guy? Also, why is every drawing of the maze is starting to look like that flour that they put in coffee in those really delicate latte shops?
Oh yeah. It kind of does. Yeah. It kind of looks like you do it all in one line without picking up the stick or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That now, of course, that's what makes it art, but that's what I see.
Yeah. Well, and there's I won't go any further because I don't want to tip it off to you guys. But once we do talk about it, I'll mention to you that the maze itself is already a hint. So,
I mean, I have a slight theory on what the maze is, honestly.
all right, let's hear it. I can neither confirm nor deny, but let's hear it.
That's fine. I think it's not done, and what Ford is currently doing kind of solidifies it, which is why Wyatt somehow became involved all of a sudden. And I think that somehow while you're doing this, finding this maze, you will end up in a form of catacombs, and that at some point you really just end up at somebody's office or something in the, you know what I mean, in the structure.
Oh, like the architect in the Matrix.
Yeah, like some bullshit like that.
Nah, you'll see the bullshit when the new movie comes out.
Right.
Oh god, let's not do that right now.
We'll
Do
save
it!
that for John Wick 5 or whatever the fuck they're on now.
We'll can have a lot to say about that. Straight later.
But yeah, anything else that you guys wanted to bring up in this episode?
William's a pussy.
Yeah, he is.
But if he goes black hat, he's a bigger pussy.
I know.
Damn.
Like
Teddy got more balls than he do.
Of course he does.
And he got him. He almost got him chopped off. I mean, hey, he was the way Wyatt had him hanging up there. They definitely could have castrated that man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to be savage, so you never know. But with William, it's like I don't know. At first, I thought I was gonna like the William character, and I'm not. I'm confused at this point. I don't really get it.
Yeah. I think that's fair, though. Yeah, because from what we know of him so far, I mean, yeah, he's a timid character that's not very, like, he's not very nice, you know? No. Like, he's only nice to Dolores because, like, he's got a thing for Dolores, obviously.
He's definitely a prick.
Yeah. And yeah, he does seem kind of like a prick, and Logan seems like, it's funny because, like, Logan seems less like a prick now, but he seemed like the biggest prick in the first episode they were in together, right. You know? So it's like, it is kind of interesting the way that works. It's like, it's starting to shift opinions here.
Right. I think Logan's just a big ass kid, and he gets to actually do things he wants to do here. And he's paid for it.
He's a trust fund kid.
I was just about to say, you know, that bad case of affluenza.
Yep.
I love that they created that. But aside from that, I think William is one of those assholes. Like, he came up, did his own thing, didn't get it from nobody. He's the only one in his family, yada, yada, yada. Now he's getting in with the trust fund types, and he's realizing, like, nah, I can't, like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna try to kill Logan before it's all said and done.
That's what I was gonna think. Like, I'm curious to start seeing hosts trying to kill one another.
Wait, hosts or clients?
Clients, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that has happened before, and that's why there's so many hosts to kind of keep you distracted from other clients unless you're with that group.
Yeah.
Choke somebody else out.
Right. Because you haven't. I don't think we've seen any clients come into contact with others.
Just the man in black and those guys.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. And that just happened in this episode.
Mm-hmm. It happens a couple times at the beginning, but then I think they do kind of keep groups away from each other for the most part. Yeah. It would seem so because in this episode, you see Stubbs and he's talking about how there's a group of families coming into the town when they're shooting everybody. And he's like, all right, cut these guys off and put them in jail. So that way the families can come and everything is going to look nice.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So yeah, I do definitely think that they try to keep people separate, especially the ones who want to, you know, kill and have sex with everything, and then the
rape
families.
And pillage.
Yeah, I mean, like that's always the weirdest part. It's like, how are you going to bring a family to a place like this?
Right.
And I guess they take care of that for you. They make sure that you don't see any nastiness.
I'm not understanding what the point is, but hey.
Hey, to each its own. Sometimes you just want to go rustic and, you know.
Look, maybe one day sleep in a tent or sleep
in a tent. Yeah.
Old cabin. Maybe one day we could ask Jonathan, Lisa, and JJ, you know.
One day.
Like I did that. Okay, so and then it's probably my last thing, which is Maeve now clearly knows they can't die and nothing matters. As she said, nothing matters. But then you also have Hector now, who's like the outlaw that knows everything and all the innards of everything. And now he knows that, or he's at least kind of being given that. But he also believes that it's a gift to be able to see the masters that pull your strings, or at least he knows that information because that's what the natives believe.
Mm-hmm.
The savages.
I'm kind of curious to how that's going to tie in with him, particularly in his story. Like, okay, you know all of this, but why?
There's nothing to suggest, at least right now, that Hector won't just wake up forgetting everything tomorrow.
It's just true.
Yeah. So, I mean, because Maeve is really only shown to be the person that can kind of remember a little bit each and every time she dies.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I would assume, and, rightly, I think it's more about what Maeve is going to be going through for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maeve gets some pretty fun things to do. Not in just this season, but the next season as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did she get like Wonder Woman arm bracelets and red hair?
No, they don't go that far, but yeah.
Which I just get as you finished season 2 yet?
Yes.
Damn, about time, man.
Oh,
yeah,
the boys.
I took a break. Yeah, I had taken a break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a pretty dark show.
You could call it a schmovie.
A schmovie. Yeah, it is kind of a schmovie. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys got anything else? Anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap it up?
Looking forward to the rest of the season.
Hell yeah.
I plead the 5th until episode 5.
Until the 5th. Yeah,
That's right.
There you go. Absolutely. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, you guys, for listening. We really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day and listening to us babble on about movies and TV. We very much appreciate it, and we're very happy that anybody likes to entertain and listen to our content. If you have any suggestions or input for us, you can leave a comment on our Facebook or our YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Screen Time Continuum. That would really help us out. We're trying to build that subscriber base, and we can't do this without you guys, and we just appreciate the support so much. Each of us have our own podcasts that we do. Keelan's got a podcast. It's called If Numbers Could Talk, and it's on at Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. He's got a Facebook page and a YouTube page. Be sure to check him out and give him a like, give him a thumbs up. Go subscribe to his stuff, so that way you can let him know that you like his show, If Numbers Could Talk, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Dijon the Mustard, he's got a Twitch channel, and it's called Strawberries and Coffee. And he is on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. And he posts his stuff to YouTube as well the next day. So if you can't catch it late, you can always catch it the next day. Strawberries and Coffee. Please go check him out. Make sure you subscribe. I got a podcast called Exofathom. It's on at Monday nights at 8 p.m. Please check us out. We're going to be talking about Ouija boards next week. And we just had an episode about human sacrifice. So you can find us at Exofathom on YouTube and Facebook. And thank you so much, you guys. But if you're a purist and just want to hear us blabber on about movies and TV and critique things for which we have no credentials, we very much appreciate you taking this trip through the Screen Time Continuum. For Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
I'm the Mustard.
Good night.
Peace.